from going AWOL on the USADA for doing their job to making a mockery of his time on Tough. Here's why Conor McGregor shouldn't step inside the octagon again. Alright, so here's the deal with McGregor and the USADA testing. According to the UFC policy, he's got to go through 6 months of mandatory drug testing before he can fight again. But guess what? Conor's been completely AWOL from the testing pool ever since he messed up his leg in the Poirier fight, and the official USADA records are like, where's Conor at? He hasn't even bothered to give a drug testing sample since 2021 because he's been too busy with The Ultimate Fighter gallivanting around the world to give a damn about USADA tests. If he doesn't follow the rules, there's no way he's going to deliver on his promise, which is to fight Michael Chandler once the reality TV series wraps up. But time's running out for McGregor if he wants to fight in 2023, and he doesn't seem to care one bit. Conor keeps blabbering in public about fighting at UFC 296, the last big PPV of 2023. Forgetting USADA rules ain't no joke when it comes to fighters. Either McGregor finds a loophole around this, or he's gonna miss that mark, and you know Dana White won't be a happy boss. There might still be a glimmer of hope since Michael Chandler thinks so, saying the fight with the Notorious is still on the horizon, possibly by the end of this year or early next year. But the Notorious hasn't really been notorious ever since Khabib broke him. The highly anticipated showdown between Khabib Nurmagomedov and Conor McGregor was not just a battle in the octagon, it was a clash that had profound psychological implications for McGregor. In the lead-up to the fight, tensions reached an all-time high, fueled by relentless trash-talking and a bitter rivalry, until that cage door was closed, and McGregor encountered a harsh reality that would break him mentally. I'm not even talking about everything that followed afterward. Khabib's dominance was on full display as he wasted no time taking McGregor down to the canvas, utilizing his exceptional grappling skills to impose his will. McGregor, known for his striking prowess, found himself outmatched and overwhelmed by Khabib's persistent pressure. The Russian fighter's ground control was suffocating, leaving McGregor struggling to mount any effective offense. As the rounds progressed, McGregor's frustration became increasingly evident. He was unable to break free from Khabib's stifling grip, and his striking opportunities were few. The fight began to expose the limitations of McGregor's skill set, highlighting the significant gap in grappling proficiency between the two fighters. McGregor succumbed to a fourth-round submission, leaving him physically and mentally defeated. More importantly, the loss to Khabib shattered McGregor's aura of invincibility, forcing him to confront his vulnerabilities. It was a humbling experience that exposed the need for him to evolve, improving in areas beyond his striking prowess. The impact of the defeat extended far beyond the octagon. McGregor was forced to reassess his approach to the sport and his motivations for competing. He just wasn't him anymore, and his fans knew that too. The loss to Khabib served as a wake-up call, prompting him to reflect on his mindset, training, and dedication to the sport. It marked a turning point in his career, because what followed with Poirier wasn't pretty at all. McGregor was making his long-awaited comeback to the octagon at UFC 257 after a year away. Everyone thought a win would set him up for a rematch with lightweight champ Khabib Nurmagomedov. But it wasn't meant to be. Poirier's calf kicks were absolutely brutal. They messed up McGregor's movement, and that made all the difference. By the second round, Poirier was dodging McGregor's left hand like a pro and unleashing a world of pain on him. I mean, he was throwing heavy shots that had McGregor crumbling. In the middle of the second round, Poirier had McGregor cornered against the cage, and he just went to town on him. Punch after punch, combination after combination, McGregor tried to defend himself, but it was no use. Poirier landed a solid right hook straight on the nose, and McGregor went tumbling backward. That was it. Referee Herb Dean had no choice but to step in and declare Poirier the winner. And if you thought that wasn't enough, Dustin Poirier straight up dominated Conor McGregor in their trilogy fight. It didn't even last a round. Poirier took McGregor down, pounded him with some heavy shots, with things getting ugly at the end. McGregor took a nasty step and messed up his ankle or leg or who knows what, but it was gnarly, and the fight had to be stopped. And get this, Poirier says McGregor hurt himself when he tried to kick Poirier's leg. Add extra irony to that, because Conor said that Poirier would be leaving on a stretcher, but instead, it was him. It's no wonder he's lost his drive. McGregor's rise to superstardom in the UFC was fueled by both his unyielding drive and passion for fighting. The dude was always hungry, always motivated, oozed confidence, had a clear vision of what he wanted to achieve, and how he planned to get there. It was all about greatness, but somewhere along the crazy ride, McGregor lost that fire in his belly, getting caught up in other stuff like his whiskey business, that boxing match with Mayweather, and all those damn legal issues. He got a bit too comfy, a bit too cocky, and damn disrespectful too. I mean, he's always been like that, but back then, his words were backed up by his fighting. Not only that, Conor McGregor once said that because of the possibility of a boxing match with Manny Pacquiao, his training camp for the second Poirier fight was 85% camp for boxing, which shows you his priorities. He forgot about his wrestling and grappling game. It was all about that famous left hand, and he kinda neglected everything else. The worst part? He stopped being a true martial artist and morphed into a full-blown celebrity, losing sight of what made him a fighter in the first place and getting too caught up in the business side of things. It's a damn shame, really. McGregor went from being the ultimate fighter to just another celebrity, and it's clear as day that something's gotta change if he wants to get back in the game, but how can it when money talks? After that Mayweather showdown, McGregor hit the jackpot and became the richest UFC star ever. I am talking about a whopping $100 million payday out of a $600 million revenue. But here's the thing. McGregor's coach, John Kavanagh, believes that the fight changed something in Conor's fighting mentality. It's like he lost that burning obsession with getting in the octagon and throwing it down. The hunger just ain't the same anymore. After his loss to Nate Diaz, McGregor was itching to jump back into action. He wanted redemption, plain and simple. But now, with the Mayweather millions lining his pockets, it seemed like Conor's okay with taking a step back, and that was a whole new challenge for Kavanagh to handle. We even had Dana White come out, saying that Conor has so much money now that it's difficult to get him in a fight. He emphasized how he has a load of money, meaning it's just hard to get him fired up now. His passion for fighting is still there, just not in the right places. Instead of getting his priorities straight and focusing on his next fight, McGregor has decided to waste his time on the Ultimate Fighter reality show. Yeah, he's coaching on Tough 31 alongside Michael Chandler. Now, McGregor has been on Tough before, back in 2015 when he coached against Uriah Faber. He was all about the entertainment factor, cracking jokes and talking smack. But coaching? Not so much. It was pretty clear that his main agenda was to promote himself and get under Faber's skin. And let's be real, Tough 31 probably isn't any different. McGregor will use the show as his personal soapbox to hype up a potential fight with Chandler. But when it comes to actually coaching his team, well, don't hold your breath. Chandler's team has been running circles around McGregor's crew in every single episode. It's just frustrating to see McGregor wasting precious time and energy on Tough, instead of focusing on getting in shape, honing his skills, and reigniting that fire inside him to compete. But hey, I guess he's got his own plans, even if they don't make much sense to the rest of us. So from making a mockery of his time on Tough, to going AWOL on USADA, here was why Conor McGregor just shouldn't step inside the octagon again.